Now, the feds can get involved in prosecuting crimes involving bank ATMs, but it doesn't apply to those at convenience stores or gas stations. The number of first-time filings for unemployment are decreasing across Kentucky. That's according to the U.S. Department of Labor, which says for the week ending August 8th, there were more than 1,500 first-time filings in the state, lower than the week prior. Nationally, the number of initial filings increased compared to the week before. I'm Rob Nichols.
When something goes wrong with your plumbing, it never happens at a good time. It happens fast, and it needs fixed fast. Call RFI Plumbing. We're local, licensed, fully insured, and ready to handle everything from emergency leaks to everyday repairs and full plumbing projects. No guesswork, no runaround. Just clear communication, quality work, and a good job done right. When it matters most, trust the local pros at RFI Plumbing.
Looking to lead in business, boost your career, or start something new? The MBA from Kentucky Wesleyan College is designed for working professionals with flexible options both online and on campus. With our reputation for academic excellence, the Wesleyan MBA delivers professionalized attention, real-world skills, and values that set leaders apart. Apply now at kwc.edu/MBA and take your next step with confidence.
And now, Western Kentucky weather on 102.7 The Game.
Tonight, mostly clear, low 75. Sunny and hot on Saturday, high 97. Mostly clear Saturday night, low 77. Sunny and hot on Sunday, high 97. Partly cloudy on Sunday night, 30% chance of a shower or thunderstorm, low 75. Mostly sunny on Monday, slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon, high near 90. Partly cloudy on Monday night, low 69.
From the Floor Concept Studios, ESPN Radio, all sports, all the time. Kentuckyana sports leader, 102.7 WLME, Lewisport. 102.7 The Game. On the air. 102.10.
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
Yes, sir, it's Clarence. Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello, sports fans, and welcome to
Live at 5.
It's Live at 5, and it's brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree, FWHlegal.com. And now, your host for Live at 5, Stephen A. Turner.
What's up and welcome to Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree. Your one call for injury law, FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner here in the Floor Concept Studios, joined by Coach Vic Evans.
What's up, man?
I'm just excited to watch some football tonight. Well, maybe. I mean, golly, it's
I mean, they're not going to start at 7 over there.
We said that last night. Owensboro rode off. Seemed like didn't have a lot of trouble with it, so I'm hoping the temperature drops a little and we get over and do a little test run of this Aces live stream tonight, get everything up and rolling for that. We will not be live streaming the scrimmage. We will just be testing
it's just some test run on our end.
But so if you want to watch it, you have to get over to Steel Stadium. Should be great action. We're going to run over the scrimmage results and talk about the scrimmage that's coming up tonight, I should say. Set the stage for that. I think Riley's the only one out there on planet Earth that is having issues with the intro. I turned it way down.
Well, not just that. We went back.
I went back and listened to the live stream. I went back and listened to the recording. Everything.
It was all fine.
Perfectly fine.
Yeah, I don't know what Riley's doing. He's, evidently it's that stuff that he likes to smoke every now and then.
It got me distracted, right? I was looking down like, here we go again. I did turn it down, though. Look, it's down from where it was yesterday.
Well, yesterday, like I said, I went back.
It was cranked up high yesterday.
But I went back and watched the live stream, and it was fine in the intro.
There's people in the cars like, these idiots. It was loud. I don't know. It is what it is. But you can hear us now, right? So download the Owensboro Radio app. You listen anywhere in the world. Follow along out there on social media. You can text us on the Green River Area Federal Credit Union text line 270-903-0389. Wherever you consume your podcast, we're out there. We got Owensboro Ceiling and Floor today. That'll be the middle part of the show. I think we're going to go with the Louisville Ceiling and Floor then.
Sure, yeah, we'll go Louisville Ceiling and Floor.
Before we went on the air, talk about other things.
Well, it was nice. Our Cy Young Award winner, Grayson Rhodes, stopped by to pick up his award because he was in-house, and I didn't get a chance to interview him, but we were talking about having that. But right after the high school season, he went down to Hendersonville, Tennessee, played with the full count rhythm in the OVL.
Right.
And
college.
And then he was leaving tomorrow to go to Bellarmine. So him and his dad stopped by to pick up his Cy Young Award.
Much well deserved, right? So,
Yeah.
But we won't have Grayson, but we want to give him a shout out as he picked up his award today. So in that spot, we're going to start doing. I feel like as we go out of high school ceiling and floors, we'll fill a couple segments next week. We'll do some college ceiling and floors.
I'm all for it.
And we're going to do the Louisville Cardinals today to close out the show. Also going to talk a little NFL preseason. There was some storylines last night I watched. It was just nice to have football back on TV. And I mean, I know I didn't watch any of the Hall of Fame game, but I did watch last night because some starters played, and there was some storylines. So we'll talk about that with whatever time we do have remaining. Did you get to see any of the Field of Dreams game last night?
No, I didn't watch any of it.
Yeah, I'm protesting the Phillies.
Oh, I don't know what I did there. Oh, I hit the wrong button.
Yeah, you got me just zoomed in on me there.
Yeah, there we go.
Perfect.
There we go. I didn't get. I mean,
you know what's? I took every time I take I'm done with the Phillies, man. Until they can prove that they can string some wins together, and I watch them here and there. I watched a couple innings of it because it looked cool. I mean, I did see the highlight of Schwarber burying one in the corn, and I thought that's pretty neat. I'm gonna turn it on, and I love Aaron Nola. I'm a big Aaron. I've always loved Aaron Nola. But he's having a rough year, But last night he was kind of vintage. Aaron Nola got 9 strikeouts, so I did turn it on in about the 4th inning and watched a little bit of it. Cool venue, Cool.
Oh, it's awesome.
The old school jerseys and everything. I think it's cool for baseball.
I love it. I don't know if they did it last night. I know a couple of years ago they had like an inning where it was in black and white too, where they went back, like you used to watch it. But yeah, I mean, I think that's a game that should be played every year. They do that in the Little League game that they built. I was at Field of Dreams when they were building that stadium. Like when we went, it was just like when there's a construction site, they put those little yellow fencing that goes around like the whole site. It had like the outline, and with wire they had the outline of the field, and that's what it looked like when we were there. Like it was like it had even that didn't, other than just doing the outline, there was nothing there.
Right.
So that was pretty cool to see what it looks like now. But no, I didn't get a chance to watch it. I was racing F1 last night.
That's fair. I'm kind of waiting for NASCAR 26 to drop so I can get on some different tracks.
There you go.
But I can relate to that. I watched NFL preseason over the Phillies, but I did watch a couple innings. I thought it was a cool deal for baseball, and good crowd on hand and all that jazz.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to sell that out every time because it only holds like 8,000 or 9,000 people.
Yeah, right. And the Netflix presentation of it was pretty good from what I saw.
Better get used to it because I think in the future your Super Bowls and your like this year the Super Bowl's on ESPN for the first time ever, so it's not on your basic cable. And so
Super Bowl.
Yeah, ESPN has a Super Bowl this year.
I can't imagine that to be. It's not going to be on ABC.
I mean, they may put it on ABC. They may put it
because the NBA playoffs and
right. But ESPN is the station that has the Super Bowl for the first time ever.
That's interesting. I mean, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman going to do the game then, I guess. That's good. Yeah. I don't mind those guys. So all right, fair enough. I didn't expect that to jump in here in the beginning. But Field of Dreams came to mind to start the show today. We'll switch it over and talk a little high school football because from now on, from here until mid-November, early December, it's going to be football time.
Yeah, a lot of football
on Live at 5. And last night, man, about as big as a scrimmage as you're going to find around the state. There's some big ones, obviously St. X and Frederick Douglass. I think you got a big one with Cal and I think Franklin County. So you got some big ones.
Catholic Paducah
Tillman's tonight. But last night, one of the marquee top games, Owensboro, South Warren, and the Red Devils made a little bit of a statement, in my opinion. 21-3 with the varsity, most of the varsity playing last night. You had Marcus Jr. with a couple touchdowns, one to Bryant, one to Fountain. Walker, the diaper dandy, I guess you could say. I mean, this dude, I'm hearing a lot of things. I got to get eyes on this cat, man. I'm hearing like a very special talent at the running back spot.
Well, I've heard people say that when he relieves Owensboro, he may be the all-time leading rusher, and that's all you got to say.
That's huge.
This kid was an Under Armour All-American as an 8th grader, and I'll take that for what you will. But then showed out at the Under Armour game down there. Should have been the MVP. I mean, he's going to go in as a freshman, and probably by the end of the year, be close to 1,000-yard back on that team, splitting carries.
Yeah, T. Green's going to get a lot of carries. He carried the ball well last night.
This is a team that legit could have 2,000-yard rushers, a 2,500-yard passer, and 2,000-yard receivers on this offense.
Yeah,
and
the
scary
only thing stopping them is the clock running at halftime.
Right, yeah. But the scary thing is I'm not sure the offense is even remotely close to – I think it's a far away second to the best side of the ball, because what is the – and we've been saying this all year long, that people weren't giving this defense enough credit. We called it the best secondary in the state or in the top three. This defense is going to be in the top three in the state of Kentucky, period.
Yeah.
And you're going to be right there as maybe, if not the best defense in the state of Kentucky. And I'm going to make it real easy. I know we'll go through game for game. I'm going to make it real easy. The ceiling for this team is a back-to-back state championships. The floor of this team is something weird happening in the state title game and they get upset. That's the ceiling and the floor. Actually, the ceiling and the floor is back-to-back state champions.
Right.
I mean, that's how
something weird can happen, and it's just closer than you think.
No, people laughed at me last year when I said this team would beat everybody in the playoffs by 21 or more. I'll go a step farther. I think they run and clock their way to the state title game.
Yeah, I think it's that lopsided. I do in 5A. It's just as loaded as a group as you're going to find, and I saw Pullum had like 5 sacks last night. I mean, I saw his huddle highlights, man, and looked unblockable out there.
Yeah.
I mean, the kid looked.
And the scary part, it's such a young offensive line. And now, is it going to be ready to go week 1 and week 2? I think they'll hold their own. But by week 10, it's going to be a very good offensive line.
We'll pause the looking ahead, because we're going to do that in segment 2. We'll run through the team a little more and talk about the team more in segment 2 with the ceiling and floor and the preview. But the last thing I wanted to talk about before we move off the scrimmage is prayers up to South Warren defensive lineman, I believe it was, Jacquees Smith, broken leg.
And it was pretty nasty.
High-level player.
Yeah.
And, devastating.
And not to take anything away about Owensboro performance, but I think at that time it was only 7-0, or maybe it was still 0-0. And I know it was a defensive tackle, but you see that when you're in these scrimmage games, the big thing is, let's just get everybody through the game healthy.
Yeah.
And then maybe your best player.
I heard it was pretty grisly, too.
Yeah, it was.
That's a shame. Yeah, no, prayers up to him, man, on a speedy recovery. I'm sure he'll bounce back from it. Got a bright college career out there ahead of him, but not the way you want to, obviously, end your senior season. So that's rough for that kid. But I thought it was a statement, injury or no injury, the Red Devils balled. And if you look at the Bluegrass Preps thread, going into the game, everybody's not giving Owensboro much of a chance to even, I know it's scores and scrimmages.
Don't care.
Throw it out the window. But
you can watch player by player,
so
matchup by matchup.
Right. And I mean, you could see, that's what Guru, who's pretty, he's been around high school sports for quite some time. So I think people are, even the people that expected Owensboro to be really good, are probably sleeping on the Devils a little bit. And I mean, we haven't been.
No.
We've been saying that this is going to be an incredible team. They are in for an incredible year. And stay tuned in segment 2, and we'll do ceiling and floor on the Red Devils.
Well, as we said yesterday, I'm a KSR voter for the state poll, and I'm one of the few people that had the Red Devils in the top 5. Like, for me, they're going in preseason. For me, they're the 4th best team in the state. For me, Trinity, Boyle, Cal, and then it's Owensboro.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Well, we're going to find out, because they play St. X.
Well, that's who was 5 for me.
Right.
So they're going to play each other.
They're going to play each other, and we'll find out. So we'll get to that in a minute, because their first 2 games are about as big as you're going to get. Apollo traveled down to Caldwell last night. 7-6 varsity is what I got. Several guys, I don't think they played very long.
No, most starters played 2 series. Max played a little bit in the second quarter. They should have probably scored twice in the 2 series, and they fumbled.
Fumbles, yeah.
So turnovers really hurt. They didn't play Caldwell well last year, but I think that's also
do. It's like a weird deal. I don't know
but
why.
I think this is also a reason to pump the brakes a little bit, because this is when they had a chance to go out and really kind of show what they could do. You kind of fumble it away a little bit. So I'm a little worried about going down to Murray.
I don't think it affects my thoughts on Murray. 0. Just knowing Coach Edge and how they're going to roll out in a scrimmage. Some teams just approach things differently.
Well, I will say
put
this.
the ball on the ground. I mean, That's something you can't do.
Can we
whether
call
scrimmage or not? You can't do that.
Can we call out Murray a little bit? Like, one thing I was told was from Coach Edge was Murray shows up in filming, which is highly illegal.
Well, I got pictures from a couple folks that said
Murray, assistant coach in the stands, filming the scrimmage.
Bill Belichick
of two teams. Yeah, I mean, you might as well be like, did you get in wearing like a Caldwell like fake uniform, coach's uniform, like they did in Michigan?
Yeah,
like. It should be sent to the KHSA. The KHSA should do something. I mean, there was
a little talk about it on Bluegrass Preps too, and
it's black and white. You can't do that.
Well, they said from what someone said on there, whether it's true or not, it's frowned upon, but it's not illegal.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But I mean, either way, I mean, they got,
Here's what I don't understand.
If I was Coach Edge and I saw somebody filming what I was doing in the stands, I would probably pull the starters too.
Why?
All right, we're done.
It affects your play calls and everything else.
Yeah.
But here's what I don't understand. I mean, if you're going to do it, just send a parent or like somebody. Why does that have to be someone on your coaching staff? That is about as low a blow. I mean, come on, Murray football. You're better than that. Come on.
And that's another marquee game, week 1. The Eagles travel down to Murray a week from tonight. There. Rounding out the score, I didn't get anything from Davis County Greenwood, searched high and low. Didn't get anything on that. Grayson County, Hancock County, though, got a 16-3 Grayson County varsity final there.
The one thing you can tell about those two teams is they both got really good kickers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. And
I mean, they were both good from over 40.
It's kind of becoming a little bit of a trend in our area that the special teams game is stepping up. And when you got Hancock and McLean, nailing down the kicker spot, it's – times are changing. That's just what it is. But Grayson County did enough, 16-3, cheering a little bit from Todd, just figuring it out up front. And
yeah.
I think he was pretty encouraged by the defensive effort. That's the area where we said we had the concern. But the bottom line is you can have all the skill position players in the world if you're having a hard time blocking them up front. There's not much you can do.
Four new linemen you're breaking in, and that's going to take time. And we'll see.
Again, it's like don't put much stock in the score because you're out there. You got guys learning and taking reps.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just is what it is. They're taking reps on the line, and we'll see if they get better. I mean, they're going to have to get better quickly. I think they'll be pretty good shape against John Harden. You would think next Friday night. Then you got Breck.
Yeah,
and I mean I know it's Breck this is the best Breck team we've had in a while.
Yes,
I think so.
I think so too.
So it's going to get interesting. I think both quarterbacks, too, working through it a little bit. I know the read option with Payne and Hanshaw is a thing. The timing maybe not quite there yet, as that's what practice is for, right? That's what scrimmages is for. And for Hager on the other side, throwing it to the other team a little bit.
Yeah, that's a little worrisome. You got to remember, this is a kid that's only made a couple starts last year. He came in late.
But, man, it thrived right out of the gate.
Well, also, you also had like 5 senior offensive linemen, and you had Cooper Jones out there.
You stepped into a team that was.
And so now you're, whether let's just and these are numbers. I didn't time anything on any type of film. But, you came into a year where you were getting 3.2 seconds per throw, and now you're getting 1.9. And so all of a sudden, that's a little different. Now you're forcing some balls. And so we'll see. I think it's going to be – I think there could be some rough growing pains early in the year for Hancock. I'm not sold yet on John that they go up to John Harden and win.
Yeah, it's gonna be wait and see. I think it's one of those things.
I think one of those
I asked this morning if Brian Basham's hollering at you. I don't know what else to say. I'm trying to signal with my hands.
I don't know.
And it's not working. Have a good night, Brian. Have a good night. But no, man. I asked the question in the group chat today, and I was being serious. I wasn't
I didn't see
facetious. How many teams we're going to have over 500 in our area? I mean, if the scrimmages are an indication.
4.
Yeah. I mean, take the Indiana teams out. Heritage Hills will be over 500. Probably Tell City over 500.
No, they'll be right at 500. It's a tougher schedule, too.
Take the Indiana teams out and take Henderson out. I'm talking about the third region teams. Is there anybody else that's over 500?
I think Breck has a chance to be over 500.
They're right there at 5. My thing is I'm seeing a lot of like 5 and 5.
Yeah.
Like I think McLean's right there at 5 and 5. I think
I had, if you look at my predictions, I think I had Brett going 6-4. I've got McLean
I
going
originally had,
4
I
and
think I had
6.
Hancock going 7-3, but
I think they're more closer to 5-5. No, I don't, unless I'm just shocked. I mean, the one team that could be a little bit of surprise, maybe Ohio County, because they have a lot of toss-up games with the schedule that they're playing.
and Apollo needs to go over 500.
Yeah, they should, but I'm a little worried about them. When you can't go down there and dominate Caldwell, it gives me
Yeah, but
cause
if
to
you're talking about
concern.
2 series, man.
I know.
It's like it's like the starter played 2 series, and then that's it.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to learn all next week.
100%. These are practice games, but it'll be a fun practice game here in a little bit. We're going to pack our equipment up and head over to Steel Stadium in a little bit. Paducah Tillman rolling into town to take on the Aces. It'll be a good measuring stick for Owensboro Catholic. 14. They went 14-2 last year. Did Paducah Tillman, lost in the semis to Franklin, who they beat in the championship the year before in 4A. So 1 year removed from a 4A state title. They return a lot on defense. Just hearing some of their fans talking on Bluegrass Preps. White Gower, the leading tackler, 105 tackles last year. Isaac James, 13 tackles for a loss. Those will be some guys to look for to get after Jamel early in the game tonight. But the offense is going to be a work in progress. A lot of their skill guys. Avery Thompson's back. He's a 1,000-yard receiver, 10 touchdowns.
Get the ball to him as much as possible.
And
I mean everybody in America is recruiting him.
Right. So, I mean, if they can find a way to get it to him, they're probably in pretty good shape. So, new, stable of backs, new quarterback. It'd be interesting to see what the Tornado bring into Steel Stadium. It's a great test for the Aces. Just like I say, keep everybody healthy. I know it's a really, really, really hot, humid, going to be a really hot, humid evening. So, just want to see, number one, against that prolific defense, Aces come out, new receiving core. Can they move the football? What's the running game look like?
For me, the first thing I want just to get an eye on is what does the offensive line look like playing a 4A Final Four team? Do they hold up and give Jermel time or open some running lanes?
Yeah,
because if you're gonna go compete with Boyle and you show up tonight and you got to play Boyle next Saturday, week from tomorrow. We can hear it on the bridge with me and the 2 of the 3 Stooges.
That's right.
But if they're going to compete with Boyle, the offensive line's going to have to open up some holes and at least keep Jermel off his backside. If you go and get completely dominated by Paducah Tillman tonight, that's a bad omen for next Saturday.
Yeah. I think it's just a lot of talent on the field here in Owensboro, and we're pretty starved for some hitting, and looking forward to getting over there and checking out the scrimmage. Paducah Tillman at Steel Stadium. Around the area tonight, McLean County will go to Allen County. Allen County coming off just a horrific season.
Yes.
They went winless. That's unusual for them. That's a good program.
It is a good program.
So, it's an area for McLean to work on some things. I think you got an interesting one over at Muhlenberg, 2 local teams, Butler and Muhlenberg hooking up. And Butler coming off a pretty impressive outing last week against Hancock. It's going to be a good test for that Muhlenberg County defense. This is a good Butler County offense, man.
I love the quarterback and the skill guys. And like I said, this was a very young team that was competitive at a lot of different places last year. Can they take a step forward? And we'll find out. And Muhlenberg was, 1 game away from being a playoff contender last year, should have been in the playoffs. Can they take another step forward with Clay Wilkin? And it'll be nice to see Butler's defense of how they handle Clay Wilkin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and playing a 5A opponent, you're going to be in a stacked district. Can you figure out a way to get yourself in the playoffs? I think, that building process continues tonight. Edmondson County at Ohio. I know the Eagles with some high hopes, trying to build off a scrimmage last week. I think they're all the way back to the drawing board, just working on the basics,
yes.
Right? So I think you see a little bit of that. And I think it's an Edmondson County team that's trying to find their way too. So there'll be opportunities on both sides for improvement. Meade County is at Barron County tonight. That'll be a tough one. Meade another team that's all the way back to the drawing board. It's no disrespect, but I feel like it's as down as the program has been.
Yes.
But you have a really, really good coach at the helm. So it's just patience, trying to work through it.
Yeah, give him time.
And they'll continue that at Barron tonight. I know Breckenridge County is at Bethlehem tonight. Looking forward to getting.
I want to hear about that because
1A opponent. You should.
Yeah, but it's a fairly decent 1A opponent. I think it's one that you ought to go impose your will on and be able to run the football and also the thing I'm hearing a lot of too is people we talk about Spitzer who ran for over 2,000 right around 2,000 yards last year, and of course you got Edge as the running back. Don't sleep on Paxton DeWitt out there. Like, he is a problem out there on the outside.
Mentioned him all. Yeah, I feel like I mentioned him in the stat line most of the season last year. I think Brex could be a problem for some folks on the schedule this year. And the last one, Henderson County is at home tonight. They're taking on Union County there. That little, what, I don't know what district that is. A little sixth district, I think, maybe.
Well, I mean, they're in the same district for baseball and basketball and all that. So I don't know. I don't know what district they are in.
There you go. Union at Henderson tonight. We got Owensboro ceiling and floor. We're going to do Louisville Cardinal ceiling and floor. A little NFL preseason to take you to the weekend. But before then, we're going to pause it for Karen Gross, realtor with Remax Professional Realty Group. Your dream is her mission. Give her a call at 270-315-9810. Find her at KarenGross.net. It's live at 5, 1027 The Game.
It's tough. You are promised nothing. Crisis is real. Injustice dismantles peace. Stress surpasses joy. Does the law really protect anyone? Is the system so broke that no one can stand against it? Does anyone really stand up for what's right? Yes. We are fueled by the fight. We excel under pressure, and we stand in the gap to force justice to look us in the eye. We are Foreman, Watson, Holtree. We are built for the battle. We are forged by the fire. We are set apart, trial-ready, client-focused, and community-driven. We're not concerned with looking like, sounding like, or acting like other law firms. We write our own script, a script that is baptized with integrity and executed with excellence. We are dedicated to you, committed to justice. Foreman, Watson, Holtree.
Owensboro and experience the difference today. Your money, your future, your credit union. Member NCUA, equal housing lender.
Kentron Manufacturing is hiring. We're looking for entry-level associates who are dedicated and drug-free. In business over 50 years, we offer insurance, paid holidays, vacation, and a clean, controlled environment. Apply in person at 610 Industrial Drive. Kentron is an equal opportunity employer.
You know that weird squeaky sound your floor makes? Yeah, it's begging for a makeover. At Floor Concepts in Owensboro, they've got you covered. Literally. Hardwood, carpet, vinyl, tile. If it goes on the floor, they've got it. Locally owned, super friendly, and pros at what they do. Floor Concepts makes upgrading your home easy and actually kind of fun. Swing by their location on 231 or check them out online at floorconceptsinc.com. Floor Concepts, your feet will thank you.
Hey, this is Johnny Calhoun from Calhoun's Barbershop. Come see us at 452 East 18th Street. We're here early, Tuesday through Friday, 7 to 5:30, Saturday, 7 to noon. We don't want to be everybody's barber. We just want to be your barber. Calhoun's Barbershop.
Transform your home in one weekend and save big money at Menards. Protect and enjoy your outdoor living space with Thompson's semi-transparent wood sealer. It maintains wood's natural color and provides durable, year-round protection from water and sun damage in just one coat. Save big money on Thompson's Water Seal products. Our knowledgeable team is ready to help bring your dreams to life 1 gallon at a time. Stop by your local Menards today.
Save big money at Menards.
Let's get back to 5 at 5 with Steve Vic on 1027 The Game. Love you, Coach.
It's live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree, FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner, Vic Evans here in the Floor Concepts Studios, and time for a little ceiling and floor, our final one of the high school season. Our previews will be complete after today. Next week, roll right into game week. Tuesday will be our preseason Owensboro Health Top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Game previews. We'll pick the games on Friday. The Pick'em contest will be up and running.
It'll go up on
strong.
Wednesday.
So that's back. So, it'll be just like a normal football Friday.
Yeah.
Football week coming up next week. But the Red Devils, of course, state champs coming off a 13-2 season last year where everybody and their brother was jumping off the ship after the 0-2 start last year. I mean, I was getting some texts like, man, you sure did stuff for DeMarcus. I don't know about this deal. I don't know if it's going to work out. Like, it's 2 weeks in, guys. Against two incredible programs. I think just hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Also you weren't even in state yet for your spring workout, spring football. Like you got a late start.
Yeah. Well, guess what? That's changed now.
Yeah.
There's not one person in the city saying that right now because he's got this thing rolling, folks, with his son, DeMarcus Ganway Jr. at the quarterback spot. 2,700-yard passer a year ago, 36 touchdowns to only 5 interceptions. Model of efficiency. Of course, you lose Mr. Football, right? But you get T. Green, you get Gavin Walker, who we talked about, just a freshman, hearing freakish-like things out of Mr. Walker. And T. Green's no slouch, man.
It was 10 yards a carry last year.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
He got a first down every time he touched the ball.
You got two, running back ones on this.
Yes.
There is no two-headed monster. It's just one big monster.
If they're both on the
running
ESPN all-area team, first team this year, I wouldn't be shocked.
No, it depends on how much they want to run it. Because literally all you really got to do in most of these games, if you're Marcus, is just stand up, throw the ball to King Dillard at the line of scrimmage, and he houses it from anywhere on the field.
True.
I mean, it's just King Dillard is about electric as a talent as you're going to find. 1,300-yard receiver last year. 18 touchdowns, 22 yards per catch last year. And you don't think defensive coordinators knew about King Dillard?
It doesn't matter if you knew. You still got to stop him.
Still 22 a catch. You got Aiden Fountain. You got Shimwell.
They're
you got
loaded.
Bryant,
Listen, you can try to double whatever. You can't double everybody out there because there's 4 receivers going out. And only you got 3 guys left. I mean, they're going to be in a situation where, okay, they'll count the number of guys in the box, and you got 5 and 6 in the box. We'll give it to T. Green and Gavin Walker, and they'll go for 10 yards a carry. If you're going to put 7, 8 in the box, we got one-on-one coverage outside. Good luck, because I got 4 receivers who can take it to the house at any point in time.
Yeah, it's a plethora of riches. I guess the biggest question is going to be your offensive line,
only because it's young.
Yeah, and I mean, from what I'm gathering,
it's holding its own.
It's fared pretty well. I mean, out of the gate. Which is that's bad news for everybody down the road because they're only going to get better as the season rolls along and the reps roll along. So explosive offense, you got dudes all over creation, and then I think it's the second best unit on the team.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
the problem is
the
problem is the second best unit by a long shot.
Yeah. I mean, this defense, man, across the board, Pullum and Bullock, Peyton up front. Of course, you got Ty Ashley there. I mean, that's where it starts.
Yeah.
I've talked to some coaches who said this dude to the summertime is even like as he's committed into forming this UK body, like he's even gone to the next level even more.
Have you seen him lately?
I have not seen him.
Oh my gosh.
But I can only imagine.
Yeah.
And he's a great kid, man, and he is going to dominate. And I think the next 2 weeks will be a lot of fun to watch him against these high-level teams, St. X and Cal, and just out there doing his thing against 2 incredible programs, right? And then you talk about we talked about the D-line, we talked about the front 7, and then you talk about Kendall and T. Green and Rooney and Shimwell. I mean,
it's the best secondary in the state.
And they're rotating 2 or 3 guys in that could start for most teams. I mean, it's just the depth. To be able to keep guys fresh. Not only you're not really playing a lot of guys both ways, if any at all. Can't say that for sure.
T. Green a little bit.
Yeah, but
I don't know if anybody playing full time both ways.
But
except
I mean, you've
for
got
Ashley.
the depth to rotate and not even have a drop off.
Yes,
and I think that's where you become state level dangerous, right? And that's where we're going to start on August the 21st. St. X rolls in next week, 1 week from tonight. St. X coming into town, and it is going to be a show there. I mean,
I think this is, floor, this is a loss, ceiling, this is a win, but I'm going to make it real easy. St. X comes in, and Owensboro wins this game and wins it handily.
I think Owensboro wins the game.
Yeah, I think they win by 14 or more.
Now, again, it's one of those things where they got to prove it, right? This is the last thing they got to do.
Mm-hmm.
They go out and go 2-0. There ain't nothing left to prove. I mean, it's just like, don't get me wrong, not for the rest of the year. You got to go win the state title. You have to go physically do it.
Right.
But I mean, to the state, right?
Right. We've been covering it a long time, and you go all the way back to the Frederick Douglass days where Owensboro went to 5 straight semifinals, and then they went to the state championship. Whether you like it or not, like your people on Bluegrass Preps and stuff, it would be like Owensboro's great, but they're going to get to the state level where you're playing a Bowling Green or you're playing a Frederick Douglass, and they're not, and they're going to fall short.
Yeah.
And for a long time, I mean, you had the one win here at home against Frederick Douglass, but then you were better than that Bowling Green team that you got beat in the state championship, and you didn't play well and you got beat. And then so it was always that kind of thing where, but they're not. They're a good football team. They win a lot of games, but they don't win state titles. And then they got over that hump last year. And I said it when they did it last year. I said, this team's going to go on a run. This reminds me of when Wallace finally won the first one, because people forget at Bowling Green, Wallace lost 3 or 4 before they ever won the first one. They were on that run where they win like 8 in the next, 15 years.
Yeah.
Owensboro's in a run here where I think they win 4 of the next 6 5A state titles.
It could be. I mean, it really could. I mean, but the number one thing that they're focused on right now is St. X, and I think they're better. I think they're gonna be better. I think they're gonna be more talented. I think they're gonna be more athletic.
No,
will St. X be more physical? They probably will be up front. They're probably a little bit more physical, but I think Owensboro just has the dynamic weapons to answer that, and we'll see if they do. That's what's going to be fun about it. Talk about it all day long. Just go turn the tape on and watch that thing.
Yeah,
and it's going to be a barn burner.
I think, like I said, but I think I look at these 2 games with St. X and with Cal. I think probably legit the floor is 0-2. Probably the legit ceiling is 1-1. Like if you go 2-0 in those first 2 games and that's your ceiling, then this team is talked about as a top 2 team all year long.
Yeah.
Throughout the state. Because Cal's going to be right there. I mean, let's be honest. Cal's going to win 3A.
Moving into week 2, you're going to Cal, right? So if you're going
I think it's 1-1 is the ceiling.
Yeah, I'll just say. I mean, we'll save the whole overall thing for the end because there's not a lot of intrigue. I mean, honestly. But for me, I think at Cal is a tougher test than St. X.
I agree.
At home,
I agree.
Rash. And Cal's got some dudes too.
They do.
And so this is one and not this. I don't know a ton about St. X, but I'll put the Owensboro athletes up against theirs, and I feel confident. Cal, I have to see it, right? Especially going on the road.
And not just that.
Very difficult test.
The Cal coaching staff may be the top to bottom best coaching staff in the state of Kentucky.
I think it is. So Red Devil fans over the next couple of weeks will be in for a couple of real treats. I mean, it's going to be win or lose. You're going to be able to really get to watch some big boy football and just take it in over the next couple of weeks. Great way to start the season. You go to week 3, Davis County. Their Davis County's down, so no disrespect there. I think Owensboro wins that ceiling or floor. Then you're at Catholic, week 4. It's always the game of the season, right? Aces have won the last 2 at Steele. It'll be interesting to see where the Aces stand at that point in the season rolling into that game. But I mean, my ceiling and floor would involve St. X, Cal, and you have to put Catholic in there because Catholic's done it, right? I mean, they've done it consistently. It's not like they just did it a couple times and that was it.
No, they've won 4 of the last 5. They won 4 straight before losing last year.
So, it's one of those deals where you have to, in a floor year, like if everything was to go wrong, I think you have to mention this one. My thing is, though, even in a floor for where Owensboro is talent-wise, I don't see them losing all 3. Right, no. I would at least say worst case scenario.
Yeah, I think they go 1 and 2. Their floor is 8 and 2.
Right, and I agree. Agreed. Yeah, and but the Aces have got to be one of those games.
Yeah, I think
because they've done it.
Right,
it's a different group, different coaching staff, different players, obviously. But Owensboro, it's not like Owensboro Catholic gets scared of the Owensboro across the chest.
No,
they just don't.
No, they don't.
I think that's a separator. I think that's what makes Catholic interesting. Is because they see it as equals instead of we're worried about this type of thing. Graves County's coming into Rash, which
that's a blowout.
That's a good thing, right? Because the only time Graves can challenge you is on the road.
Right. I mean, every time they come to Graves, it's usually or come here. Other than one playoff game, it's been basically a running clock.
In Apollo, while I think they'll be much improved, it's still a mountain to climb.
Listen, let's just be honest. After week 4, Owensboro dominates the rest of that schedule.
I know.
There's no other way to put it. Owensboro goes 6-0 in that schedule, ceiling or floor.
Yeah, agreed.
And for a lot of those games, outside of maybe Apollo, Owensboro can play their JV team and win those games.
Most of them, yeah.
Henderson will be a good test because I think you have to go over there this year.
It is at Henderson to close.
Yeah, but I still think Owensboro. I think Owensboro rose and go 6-0, ceiling or floor the last 6 games of the year.
Yeah, I think
they'd have to have a lot of injuries.
I think there's and I don't what I'm going to tell Devils fans, because you're going to enjoy the state championship game, and people are listening to this. They're listening to this like Chris Collinsworth calling a Patrick Mahomes game. They're like, these guys need to shut up, man. They're just gushing over the Devil. But I mean, to be clear, we covered this for a long time, people, and there's just not very many teams that come through to this level.
No,
right? You have to respect it. You have to embrace it when it happens, because you just don't see the kind of greatness very often. I think that's what we're about to witness. I would tell Devils fans, enjoy the first month of the season. Like, really enjoy it. Because at halftime of most of these games, you're going to be heading to the car, or unless you just want to watch the JV team play, because
and that's through the state championship
game. Until you're going to go enjoy Kroger. You can enjoy a 70-0 beatdown at Kroger.
Yeah, I'll say this.
Regardless.
I said
that's what's going to happen.
I said the last 6 games of the ceiling and floor 6-0. I misspoke.
And to the Owensboro players that may listen to the podcast, I don't think any of them do, but maybe a couple of them may. Don't listen to a word we're saying. Every week is a grind. This is just us dummies here on Live at 5 giving our opinion, which if you've ever listened to Live at 5, we're wrong way more than we're right. So do not hear this and think, oh, we're just going to coast to another state title. Put the work in.
Oh, yeah, you
Follow
have
your
to
head
do that.
coach.
You have to do that. But
Follow your head coach. Do your jobs, and you're going to be fine. But do not get it in your mind. 1 week at a time. Enjoy the process. And just go do your thing, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine. I did misspeak. It's not the last 6 games of the season, the floor 6-0. It's the last 10 games of the season, because the playoffs, it's 4-0 too.
Yeah.
Show me a team in 5A that's going to compete with them.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a team. Atherton is a team that's got some dudes. And in Bowling Green, I'm not going to completely, write Bowling Green off. And I mean, I've seen it too many times. But I mean, yes. I mean, in theory, what Owensboro.
Everybody wants to tell me Woodford.
Well, how Owensboro looked visually against South Warren.
Mm-hmm.
And South Warren, I would probably put as a 2 to 3 touchdown favorite over Bowling Green.
Mm-hmm.
And Owensboro looked 2 to 3 touchdowns better than South Warren. So that's telling me where the measuring stick lies. So who else is it in 5A?
I mean,
don't tell me Scott County and Woodford.
No,
you saw what happened to Woodford in here.
When
they
came
in here
here
acting like clowns last year, and they got smacked.
Smacked. The game was over 3 plays in.
Right.
No, I mean, I would say Atherton and Woodford would be your 2 teams. Everybody wants to tell you that, because Woodford, if you look at it, I think in the KSR poll is like top 10.
Atherton's the only one. It's just because I don't know enough to tell you that they'll just destroy them. But I think Owensboro's sitting pretty. I'm going to leave it right there. I think we've done enough. I think we've done enough damage, Coach Ganaway. Don't let your players listen to this.
Yeah,
Tell them they're not allowed to listen to this, because last thing I want to do is fill their head with all this nonsense. Go do your jobs. Go be great. And go bring home another state title. I think that's what we're looking at for the future. One thing I did do, and Owensboro fans are going to love this in their segment, but I meant to do it when we talked about the Catholic scrimmage. For the Aces fans out there that may still be tuned in after all this Owensboro love, you want to get on the Owensboro train, right? Because we touched on this yesterday about the path, for Owensboro Catholic and what the RPI looks like. Okay, so let's just say Owensboro and Boyle beat Catholic and they finish 8-2, but Owensboro goes 9-1. Their only loss is to Cal. Your opponent's opponents. Cal's not losing many games. Boyle's not losing any games. So you look at that. Okay, you're 8-2 with those 2 losses. Okay, are we sure that they're still not number one overall in RPI at the end of the day?
I said 8.
I think they have a shot.
I said 8-2.
Even if they go 8-2, and I looked at Beechwood. Beechwood went 9-1 last year.
Lost to Covcath.
They don't play anybody. Lost to Cov. That Covcath game will be huge. If they beat Covcath, then yeah, they probably are.
Another game to look at, Mayfield, their loss last year was Paducah-Tillman.
Right.
You would need Tillman to beat them.
Right, 100%.
No,
but if those two things happen, then all of a sudden you turn your Belfry, right? Belfry was down there by Beechwood too. I don't think they can get there. So the only other team I think that could dethrone Catholic, if that happened, if
LCA.
Mayfield, it's LCA. Okay, so the Mayfield Paducah Tillman game becomes massive, right, for RPI. The Beechwood Covcath game, massive for RPI. Those are games Catholic fans will have your eyes on.
100%.
And then LCA. But LCA's got Pulaski. They've got Cal. They've got Franklin County, who returns a lot.
Right.
Who beat them last year. And
Cal beat them last year too.
Right. And Boyle. But Boyle's not on the schedule. It's replaced by Pulaski, who played Owensboro in the 5A state title game. And Lexington Catholic played them 28-21 last year. I do think that was an anomaly. I think they win that game easily. So those three games, Pulaski, Cal, and Franklin, I know we're getting ahead of ourselves. We're going to kill this conversation throughout October. But for anybody out there that's thinking, because I was this guy. I'm the guy. I'm talking to myself. I thought Catholic had no chance at RPI again this year.
But they
do have a chance.
Yeah, here's what you have to also look at. Overall, you only have to be 1 or 2, and you're at home all the way through. Now, 2, and if LCA's 1, you're going to have to probably play Mayfield in round 3.
Right.
But then you still get them to come to you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, to me, I don't think unless you get Beechwood, it goes a 9-1 Beechwood with a loss and what their schedule they play and go 9-1 and lost to Covcath, they're not catching Catholic.
If you look at the points last year, it was a full point.
Yes. Now, and I'll say this. And then a 9-1 Mayfield, because you look at their overall schedule, who they play down there other than Paducah Tillman, not very good.
And Graves will be better, and that's another game. Mayfield Graves out of the gate, I believe.
Yeah, they always play first. So my thing is the big thing is Cali's got to find a way at no worse than 8-2.
Right.
And then you got to have some help. And they're very similar. You could very well go 8-2.
But it all circles back to you need Owensboro to ball.
Yes.
Because to get that home field advantage, I think it's key. And your opponent's opponents factors into that. So it's just something to keep in mind.
And even better, if Owensboro can go beat Cal.
I can't imagine that, like being a Vikings fan, having to cheer for Green Bay, so it might help my chances for home field advantage in the playoffs. I wouldn't be able to do it. It just wouldn't be in my blood. I'd be like, I'll go on the road in the playoffs. I'm not cheering for them.
I mean, if you're Catholic, and let's just say, if you're Catholic, you want to go beat Owensboro, and you go 9-1, 10-0, and you're, if Catholic goes 9-1, and they split with Owensboro and Boyle and win the rest of them, then they're hosting all the way through the playoffs.
Yeah, but that's a mountain to climb.
Oh, I don't think I would not predict
Mount
that.
Everest.
Yes.
Yeah. So bottom line is though, you go compete, you play well, you get better from it, and you put yourself in position to play for a 4-state championship and kick that door in. That's what I'm thinking. That's where my mind. I just want to call a state championship. Let's be clear.
Well, you called 2.
I'll say championship.
I'll say this.
This runner-up thing is getting old. I don't like it.
If you're truly good enough to win a state title, then you can go beat Mayfield at Mayfield, or you can go win on the road.
You can, but then I have to drive there. let's keep
Diva Steve.
Let's keep it in town. We'll be right back.
All you gotta do is you gotta be on the bridge now. Just do a little praying, and you'll get there in no time.
Louisville Cardinal ceiling and floor.
I'm all for it.
Let's do it live at 5-1027 The Game.
Looking for a financial partner you can trust? Look no further than Green River Area Federal Credit Union. Whether you're saving for the future, buying a new home, or need a loan, we've got you covered with competitive rates and personalized service. Join the community that cares about your financial well-being. Visit Green River Area Federal Credit Union at one of our 3 locations in Henderson, Greenville, or Owensboro and experience the difference today. Your money, your future, your credit union. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
You don't have to travel for expert neurosurgery. Board-certified neurosurgeons Dr. Adrian Smith and Dr. Keith Preston provide advanced spinal and cranial care at Owensboro Health. From minimally invasive spine procedures to complex brain and spine surgeries, you can trust nationally trained specialists delivering the highest level of care right here in Owensboro. Expert neurosurgeons, local care. Learn more at owensborohealth.org/neurosurgery.
Kentron Manufacturing is hiring. We're looking for entry-level associates who are dedicated and drug-free. In business over 50 years, we offer insurance, paid holidays, vacation, and a clean, controlled environment. Apply in person at 610 Industrial Drive. Kentron is an equal opportunity employer.
It's hot, guys, and it's getting hotter. Come on into Calhoun's Barbershop and let Warren, Dustin, Ace, or myself get you cooled down at a great price. Calhoun's Barbershop, 452 East 18th Street. We don't want to be everyone's barber. We just want to be your barber. Calhoun's Barbershop.
When something goes wrong with your plumbing, it never happens at a good time. It happens fast, and it needs fixed fast. Call RFI Plumbing. We're local, licensed, fully insured, and ready to handle everything from emergency leaks to everyday repairs and full plumbing projects. No guesswork, no runaround. Just clear communication, quality work, and a good job done right. When it matters most, trust the local pros at RFI Plumbing.
Hi, I'm Karen Gross with REMAX Professional Realty Group. Buying or selling a home? I'm a realtor who's all in, full-time, every step of the way. Always learning, always improving. I bring consistent service you can count on. Whether it's your first home or your next big move, I'll guide you with experience and dedication. Call me at 270-315-9810. I'm Karen Gross, and your dream is my mission. 270-315-9810.
Let's get back to Live at 5 with Steve and Coach on 1027 The Game.
It's Live at 5, where we just crowned Owensboro the 5A state champions here. Moving on. So we're going to be as kind to Louisville, so don't worry. We got the positivity out of the way.
I crowned them for the state champions for the next 6 years.
You did, yeah.
I'm
DeMarcus
bullish.
is going to mute our show. There's no doubt about that. Coach Ganaway, we wish you the best, man. But let's move it. Louisville ceiling and floor. I think we got about 12 minutes left here. And we'll maybe not go as super in-depth on these, it's for what they did last year. Let's just look at this year, right? It's year to year. And beyond the bench will be on the field.
Yes.
For
Nissan
week
Stadium.
1. Nissan Stadium down there. Ole Miss.
Yeah, it'll be like we'll do our
off.
show at about 3 o'clock. The game kicks off at 6:30, so we'll be out there a little bit for some warm up. Early part of warm ups when kickers and quarterbacks can come out and get small workouts in. But looking forward to that on Beyond the Bench down there.
Yeah. And so you got September, Ole Miss, which is that's a marquee game out of the game.
Yeah, it's the kickoff Music City Kickoff Bowl,
and then you got Villanova in September. You've got SMU, right?
Yep.
And then you got Wake Forest. 3 of those 4 at home. The only one that's not is a neutral site.
Neutral site.
At Ole Miss. So September, those are your 4. Ole Miss, neutral site, and then home against Nova, SMU, and Wake. What's the September ceiling?
The September ceiling is 4-0.
Is it?
Yeah. I think Louisville's a legit contender in the ACC, and I think if you're going to get to your up ceiling.
If this is 4-0, then undefeated's on the table for the Cardinals.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I think the ultimate ceiling for Louisville should be undefeated. Now, do I think it's going to happen? No. Because I don't think they beat SMU.
Which is why I put the September ceiling at 3-1, because I don't think they're beating Ole Miss and SMU.
I put it at 4-0, but my prediction would be 2-2.
I think that's the floor.
Yeah,
because I think that's the floor.
I think they lose to Ole Miss, and I think we
got field passes for Notre Dame, SMU, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
And no, SMU's a pretty good team.
SMU is going to be if SMU beats Louisville, they have.
I'm just kind of giddy about
they
that.
Will be. Will be that very well could be a big time playoff type of implication game when they go to Notre Dame. Yeah, we're going to be on the field.
Freeman's going to need me there.
But
he need me there, Marcus.
Yeah,
I'll guide you through it. All right, let's move it. Let's move it over to October. You're at NC State. We just heard from 2J.
Yeah, NC State's better than a lot of people think they are.
You're going at NC State. Florida State at home.
That's a win.
Syracuse at Syracuse.
That should be a win.
I'm telling you, this is the one I've highlighted as my Brom game.
Yeah,
but everybody picks a different one. I'm taking at Syracuse as my Brom game.
Okay.
And then
they're not losing to Stanford after losing out there last year, so they're going to roll Stanford.
But I think the 4-0.
The ceiling's 4-0. I have them going 3-1. I think they lose to either NC State. They're not losing to Florida State or Stanford.
What's the floor here?
2-2.
2-2, right? Yeah, because whether it's at Syracuse or Florida State and NC State,
actually, really, the floor is probably 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, it should be.
Yeah, I don't think they're not going to lose both to Syracuse and to NC State on the road. They beat one
Florida
of those.
State's a dumpster
Florida
fire.
State's a dump. They can't. They're in that situation where we were with Cal, and they really need their guy to go take another job because they can't pay him to get rid of him because of stupid contracts, and it's a dumpster fire, and he's on the hot seat.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're in agreement that looking at the schedule, the ceiling though for the overall season, we're going to get to November in a second.
Mm-hmm.
But the overall ceiling is undefeated. Undefeated is on the table.
8-0 is the ceiling.
I wouldn't have. At this point. So moving into November at Georgia Tech,
they're losing that game. Georgia Tech's really good, and this is why I can't have them go 12-0. I got the ceiling for Louisville being 11-1, probably 10-2. I think they lose to Georgia Tech.
They're beating North Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, the North Carolina's a bigger dumpster fire than Florida State is because I've tried to tell you the most overrated guy in the history of college of football coaching is Bill Belichick.
Pitt at home. They always struggle with Pitt.
Yeah, and they struggle with them more at home than they do on the road, too. Yeah. This is one of my three losses I have for Louisville. I think Pitt wins this game.
So we're looking at, and they close with at Kentucky.
Yeah,
so the floor here in November is 1-3.
No, it's still 2-2.
Even with Georgia Tech, Pitt, and UK to close?
UK has no chance to beat Louisville.
Oh, I disagree with that. I disagree with that. I disagree with that, man. Well, I mean, it just depends on where Kentucky's sitting in that game. Like, did Kentucky just get absolutely murdered in the SEC and they don't have much to play for? And, you know it's a rivalry and all that blah, 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 but the players physically at that point in the season pretty beat up.
Can I tell you?
If they've survived the SEC and they're sitting there with 5 or 6 wins, Kentucky's beating Louisville.
No.
At Kentucky.
Kentucky, the over and under, what is it? 4.5 is what it's set up for Kentucky wins this year.
Yeah.
At Vegas. Take the under.
Okay. Man, that's brutal.
I've started doing a lot of research on this, and, even though we love the offense.
They're really good up front, man. But, I mean,
did you see where they were ranked in the SEC in offensive line?
Well, we're going to turn this Louisville segment into Kentucky segment.
No, Louisville's going to beat Kentucky by 21 points.
They did. I worked on them last year. Yeah. I think a lot. Just it's hard to say at this point in time.
It is. I mean, we're talking about there's a lot of things change between now and then, but I just don't see
a lot of things. For me, the ceiling here's 4-0. The floor's 1-3 for me.
Okay,
I'm sticking with that.
I've got the ceiling being 3-1. I've got the floor being 2-2 with losses to Georgia Tech and Pitt.
So overall, your floor would be 6-6.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you look at Pitt, Georgia Tech, NC State or Louisville, SMU, probably 7-5 would be my floor for Louisville, and then my ceiling would be 10-2.
Okay, I got a ceiling at 11-1. Okay. I'm going to be a little bit more generous and a little more stern. I'm thinking the floor, you're talking about floor, 5-7.
They're not. No,
I don't see it. I'm just saying, like if everything went south, I mean, my prediction is 8-4 for Louisville because that's just Brom.
I'm going to go 9-3. Actually, in my prediction,
Ole Miss, SMU, Georgia Tech, Kentucky.
I'm going to go Georgia Tech, Pitt, and either Ole Miss or SMU, and they go 9-3.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
I could see
9-3.
I could easily.
And I think simply 10-2 would be.
If they get out of their own way and just stay out of their love the running game. I think that they got some killers up front on defense. Mm-hmm. The front seven should be nasty. The secondary, they recruited it really. I mean, they got the transfer portal guys back there. If that panned out, this could be a really big year.
This team should be playing in the ACC championship game. You don't have to play Miami.
He's kind of like KOC, right? It's like he gets this high status of being this quarterback whisperer guy who's just an offensive guru, and somehow or the other he loses 2 or 3 games every single year that he should win.
Yeah,
every year.
That's
so
legit.
Until I see something different, that's what's going to happen again this year.
He's the Justin Herbert of the college football coaching.
It kind of feels that way.
Yeah, he for some reason he escapes a lot of criticism.
He does, yeah, because he coaches at mid places, and he wins 8 or 9 games, and that's good. Air quotes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it is. I think the Teddy Bridgewater era showed you what Louisville could be.
I think it's a disappointment for me. It's a disappointment if Louisville is not in the ACC championship game. I think that should be the minimum of the season.
It's fair.
Playing for an ACC title, which should get you, you win that game, you're in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 8. I'm gonna say it wins again.
You really gonna pick Kentucky right now? You would pick Kentucky over Louisville.
Yeah,
you're crazy.
Yeah, I worry about the Cats' depth though, and the fact that they
have no receivers to throw to.
Well, the fact that a lot of the players on their team, it's high risk with the injury deal, right? A lot of them been banged up. Can they stay healthy? They haven't. It could get sideways if a lot of guys start dropping like flies. I mean, if you're going in there with your second string against the Cards, and you got 2 or 3 wins, you're not beating Louisville.
I love Kenny Minchie, but I really did. I think
if they played week 1, like if they were playing like 2 weeks from now,
like it should be,
I'm taking Kentucky to win that game out of the gate. 100% healthy. Give me the Cats. Now I don't know what they're going to look like in the last week of the season. NFL, this may be the worst take of the week, right? I teed that up for you. For future reference, right? For worst take of the week, that whole clip right there.
Right, yeah. Because whenever Louisville wins by 21 in that game, you're going to be like...
Did you watch any of the preseason last night?
I watched very little of it. Watched bits and pieces.
Mendoza.
I thought he looked the part.
He did look good, man. He looked good. He zipped some balls in, used his legs a little to run around. Really loved the touchdown throw, how he threw it down, and just the way he placed the ball to protect the receiver.
Well, he can layer throws unlike J.J. McCarthy.
Right. That's I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Listen.
Come on, take a shot at me. Come on.
It goes to my point. I hate these things like how Indiana should be number 1 in the polls because they didn't get beat last year. Like, these are different teams. I hate that. And I don't think there's enough credit on the Indiana side that people just think they're just going to replace. Like, Mendoza was special. Yeah. He was the number 1 pick of the draft. I think he's going to be a really good quarterback in the NFL, and that's a huge, massive loss.
Yeah, I mean, this is not me sitting here saying, oh, he was worth the 1 pick because he threw 6 straight completions in the preseason last night against the Cardinals. But no, I mean, I thought he looked. There was things I liked about what I saw. Jeremiah Love, though, I watched this game. Like, this was a fun one to watch. Kirk came out, and he was balling a little bit. You had Mendoza in there. And on the other side, Jeremiah Love, the way he runs the football, if you don't know it, that's Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be Adrian Peterson.
I am. I'm saying he's going to be better.
I'm saying, look.
He's a better human being. He's
that's
he doesn't go around beating up
I'm
people.
talking about football players here. But watch the way he runs, man. It's very Adrian. He runs like that's the first back I've seen since Peterson that runs like Peterson.
Go back, and you can find it all over social media, especially from Notre Dame fans. Go back and look at the 3-yard touchdown run against Penn State.
Oh, yeah.
That dude, listen.
Yeah.
When it's all said and done.
Is Anthony Richardson going to fix his career?
No.
He showed some glimpses last night.
Come on now.
No, he threw an interception and fumbled. What are we talking about?
I mean, come on now. Come on. That will go down
Cam Ward, too.
as one of the worst picks ever in the history of football because he really wasn't even good at Florida.
Cam Ward looked rough, too.
Cam Ward,
if you look good in the preseason, you take it with a grain of salt. If you look bad in the preseason.
Because it's very vanilla. Like, it's vanilla defenses. If you can't pick apart vanilla preseason defenses, you're in trouble. Go back and look at that draft, though. I was wrong. Like, that draft was terrible.
They all stunk. We'll see you Monday, live at 5.
You've been listening to Live at 5 on 102.7 The Game. Special thanks to Foreman Watson Hultree for sponsoring the preceding broadcast. FWHlegal.com. Tune in next time for Live at 5 on 102.7